Alexis Ohanian needed a plan, and he needed it fast. His senior year of college was approaching, and he had no clue what he wanted to do with his life.
Alright, so let's break down how we created that animation from MagnatesMedia, starting from the very beginning to the very end. Okay, let's start from the opening transition that we see here. What we did was that we added a black solid, and then we added a circle effect to the black solid, and then animated the radius so that it starts at 0 or minus 81, minus 80 to 1087, so that it creates that animation whereby the radius gets bigger as the frames play. So that's how we did the opening scene, and then after that we added a roughen edges to the black solid so that you can get this kind of spread particles around the edges. If you turn it off, you will see how it looks like. Then yeah, so that's how we created the opening transition. Next thing is that we added a cyan color at the very end of the layers. We added a cyan solid layer, you can see. Then after that we added a stroke layer, as a movie stroke animation, which will be 2 by the way. Then inside this pre-composition, you will see how we have flash strokes that are coming in and going out, creating a flickering effect. So how we did that was that we created a brush, just drew it this way in Photoshop, and then we animated the opacity so that it increase, decrease, increase, decrease, increase, decrease. And then after that we duplicated this layer to get this, and then adjusted the duration on the timeline so that we get this effect whereby as this one is going out, the other one is coming in. So after that we created an adjustment layer and then linked these 2 flash strokes to it, and then reduced the overall opacity of this so that it doesn't look too bright. After that we came over to this main scene and then added a dust and scratch effect, which is downloaded from YouTube, and added a lighting mode so that it removes all the blacks that is around it. We added the lighting mode. After that we added a time, we animated it to move up. This is a green screen layer, but we removed the green screen using the key light effects. And then we have a pre-comp here, which is basically all the top layers combined. Inside this pre-comp we have the Alexis Ohanian. Let me just open it real quick. We have another pre-comp and the solid layer which we used in masking the pre-comp. So this is the solid layer. Let me show you the animation that was done on it. As you can see, this solid layer that was used as the masking was animated to move down. We animated the position to move down, and then inside this pre-comp we came over here and then select as alpha inverted matte so that it can mask the dark solid layer here. Now let's open the pre-comp and see what we have. In the pre-comp we have another pre-comp, which is basically the red solid layer, which was the background, and then another pre-comp. Let's open it up. So inside this pre-comp, what we have here is the text, the Alexis Ohanian test, needed a plan, and then question mark test. Then we have the flashing, this flash, and then this flash. We have it here as pre-composed. The reason we pre-comped it is because we wanted to make it look simpler or organized, more organized. Then we also wanted to reduce the opacity of this so it doesn't look too bright. And then after that, we came back here, we animated the text, the question mark, and then we needed a plan. Then let's come back here. If you notice, we can't see the picture of Alexis Ohanian yet. That's because we haven't turned on the layer. Let's turn it on. For this layer, we didn't really add any animation to it. We just added a brightness and contrast to work on the colors, and then black and white too, just so it looks like the original edit. And then after that, what we have next is the shape layer, which was the thing that was coming off here. This shape layer here, that's what we have at the top of Alexis Ohanian picture. So for the shape layer, what we did was that we created a shape, a normal shape here, as you can see, a normal rectangle, and then animated it, added keyframes for the position, and then added a roughing edges effect to the layer, and animated the border, the fractal influence, the scale, and then the scale width and height. All this animation was what gave it this illusion that it was moving here as the layer moves. Let's play it back and see.
Alex,
You can see that it moves.
okay.
It has this wonky effects as it moves. That's how we created the Alexis Ohanian revealing shape layer. And then this is the transition. I've explained this before. So here is basically the sound, the audio, and then what we have here is the red solid. Let's turn it on. This is for the second scene. We have the red solid for transition. We first added a roughing edge and animated the scale width and height. You can see at the edge of this, it doesn't look straight. That's because of this animation we added here. And then we added a motion blur to this layer so that it doesn't just look very blunt. You can see. And then we duplicated this layer and basically flipped this one horizontally. We basically flipped it horizontally to create these effects, to create this transition that we see here. So after that, we added a graduation video. This is the video without any effects. So I found this on YouTube. We just added it and then added a key light to remove the green screen, added the brightness and contrast to increase the brightness a bit. So after that, we animated the scaling You can see this is a 3D object. We animated the scaling here. We animated the scaling so that it looks like it is being thrown from the very front of the screen to the very back. This is what we animated to achieve that. Then the opacity as well, so that it reveals immediately the transition is done. Okay, after that we duplicated this so that it looks multiple, or we have many of it on the screen. We duplicated it and then duplicated it again to create this awesome effect. We changed the positions a bit. So that's how we created the graduation hat saying. So after that we have a null object here. I wanted to use this to animate the graduation hat, but it didn't use it, so that's not applicable right now. After that we added another layer, an ink splatter layer. So this is what we did with the ink splatter. This is what we did. We have 3 layers here basically. We have this opening layer here that the color is a bit faint. Let's see the original clip. This is the original clip that I got from YouTube again. And then what we did was that we changed this black. We added a change color effect and changed the black to a light blue color. We can't really see that here unless we go back here. So this is it here. It was used as the base transition. After that we duplicated it. So this is a pre-comp. We made this a pre-comp because we wanted to add a change color effect. So this is the second layer here. This is the second layer. And then the third layer here. We basically change the colors. We worked on the colors. We use the change color effect to change the color to our desired results, and then increase the scaling to create this awesome transition that we see here. After that we added a photoshopped image whereby someone is holding this rectangle and bringing it towards the screen. It's a Photoshop image. We added it and then we animated it as a 3D object, animating the position, scale and the normal position. So after that we have 3 things here. We have a bubble pop. It's basically a bubble pop, nothing much going on. Basically a bubble pop in screen. We use the key light to remove the background. And then what else do we have? We have the question mark. So the question mark was also animated as a 3D object. We increase the scaling, normal scaling and then the x-axis scaling to create this illusion that it is being brought or it is being thrown into the scene, kind of. And then we added a motion blur to this question mark. We also added a motion blur to this layer here. We added a motion blur to it. Then we have another pre-comp here that opens up to reveal an eyes. So let's open the pre-comp and see what it can do. So this is the pre-comp. you can see we have an image of an eyes here. We have an image of an eyes, and then we have a red solid layer. It doesn't really matter the color, that was animated to reveal. You can see we have the scaling animation, that we have this unchecked to reveal from the center. And then we have the eyes image. Let's turn off this mask and see. No track mask. Okay, so this is the original image of the eyes, and then we added an alpha matte to this. If you come to this red solid, we have another roughened edges. You can see what happens if I turn it on. Alright, so that's basically what we have in this pre-composition. Then we animated the eyes skeleton. Then coming back to this scene, we added another text, what he wanted to do with his life. We used the fade up characters to animate this text and many other texts that we have in this video. So after that, we have a black solid that creates these vignette effects. You can see what happens when we turn it off. Okay, so how we basically created this was that we added a black solid, and then we added a circle, and then increase the radius of the circle. Let's try and create this so you can see what we did. So this is how a circle looks like when you add it. We added it and added an outer edge to create these awesome vignette effects. So let's bring it back to the original. Alright, so that's all about this animation that we created here, and this is the final result. In the next tutorial, we will break down how we created the scene 2, which is this scene that we have here. How we created this. We have to end this video right here because the video is already way too long. So stay tuned for the next tutorial. Subscribe and leave a like on this video. Bye.